Welcome to the second season of the UX Clinic. My name is Jorge Simons, and I'll be your host today. And for every other episode, I hope, of the UX Clinic, we're back. And we're excited. We took just 1 month of hiatus, but I think we'll make the wait worth your while. We've been working on improving our content from this season, including our website and each episode and its deliverables. We'll be talking about that more at the end. But let's kick things off by introducing our panel of experts. First off is Miguel. He's back for the season 2.
Hello everyone, I'm very excited to be here on the second season of the UX Clinic.
Next up is Diana. Diana, welcome.
Thank you, Jorge. Hello everybody, and thanks for watching the season 2.
And finally, the queen, all hail the queen of the UX Clinic, Marisol. Welcome, Marisol.
Hey Jorge, I'm so excited to start the second season. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up on the following episodes. Just for instance, in this first episode, we have a brand new website that Miguel did a great and awesome job working on it, along with a couple of other designers here in Nearsoft. So go to the UXClinic.com. We're going to talk about what the kind of content we have, but let's get started for now.
Let's introduce our guest today, one of the most important persons in this program. That would be Dave Emmett, a product designer at 7Geese. I'd just like to ask 2 questions, Dave. What have you been doing at 7Geese, and what is 7Geese all about? Hello.
Yeah, hey. So 7Geese is a platform for companies to do what we call continuous performance management. So it's really a distinction from a sort of traditional performance review process where, like, you talk to your manager once a year and you learn, like, how you were doing, sort of thing, into more of an ongoing conversation that helps people figure out what they're supposed to be doing and how they can improve and how they can sort of advance in their careers within a company. So yeah, so that's what 7Geese is all about, and I'm a product designer there. So I spend a lot of time talking to our customers, understanding what their problems are, and figuring out what the sort of solutions that we can bring to our product to make it better, to improve, make things better for our customers, users.
This is actually a special occasion for us because it's one of the first times we're actually users of the product we're featuring on the UX Clinic. So we're excited to help. It'll be a win-win cycle. Now we were commenting before we started. So okay. So just hang on with us, please, for the next 10 to 15 minutes so we can get your feedback. And we usually start off the UX Clinic by asking our designer team how they selected the design method. This time it's called experience prototyping. So that's the question, guys. Why did you choose experience prototyping for this episode?
We choose experience prototyping because it generates multiple design ideas on different perspectives. And how are we going to do that? Well, we set up a group of people who are experienced in one-on-ones and, of course, on 7Geese application. And we asked them what they knew about one-on-ones. And once they have told us that information, they kind of made an ideal process of how one-on-one should be. And after that, they start prototyping rough sketches on the ideal process, and then we discuss the results and make good, complete design ideas and translate them into future for the 7Geese application.
Yeah, also during the workshop, we got a lot of insights from the participants, and I would like to share some of these. The first one, it was that they tell us that the one-on-ones should be more fluid, casual conversation instead of the questionnaire or people just asking straightforward questions. And the second is that if you are going to have a casual, fluid conversation, it should be with somebody you trust and you feel comfortable in a relaxed environment. And also, they tell us that they don't like the idea to have a one-on-one, I don't know, using a computer or a phone during the session, because they make feel that, well, they are not sure what the facilitator is writing about. So they don't like the idea to have a laptop or a smartphone during the one-on-ones. And finally, one important insight from the workshop was that they tell us if it is possible, the one-on-one should be in person. And that's pretty much about the fundings that we got from the workshop.
So the whole thing that we were with this workshop of experience prototyping, and the whole thing that we want to explore with 7Geese, and it's something that we were talking about with Dave when we had our first meetings, is this whole experience of the one-on-one meetings. And so the whole workshop was around that. And then they told us what a one-on-one meeting was for them, what is the value of a one-on-one meeting. And after we went through all these activities that Diana and Miguel were explaining, where they told us about, well, what are the most important principles of a one-on-one. They went ahead and did this, they mapped out the user journey of a one-on-one. So they describe what happens before, during, and after a one-on-one session. So in this case, well, a one-on-one session is a meeting between a facilitator and a team member that they discuss a set of topics, and then they stress this need for having a casual conversation, that it has to be person to person. So they said that they should put away any type of devices like computers or smartphones, and just focus on the person in that specific moment. And then they can take their notes and then share it with the person that they have the one-on-one with afterwards. So that will be the moment where 7Geese or as a tool can go ahead and help them to go through this process. So that's what they did during the workshop, yeah. So after that, we took this all this information, especially the user journey, because it was a very valuable thing, where they told us what were the principles and what was the process. So as a way to turn this into design ideas on how to improve, or how to improve the experience for a one-on-one session, we took 3 specific touch points from this user journey, just to express how we interpret all the data that we got from the users. So for instance, the participants in the workshop told us you shouldn't go right to the specifics, just open the door for communication. So one of the way we interpret that, it was during the one-on-one, when you set up the one-on-one. Right now, the way it is that 7Geese has a template where you have a set of questions, and then you can type your answers to those questions. And they said that they didn't want it to be like a questionnaire or like an interview, but they wanted it to be more casual, and they just want to have like a set of topics. So the thing that we are presenting here is our design proposal is just having a simple start and ask the most open-ended question that there is just asking, how are you? And then this is just as a guide or a reminder for the facilitator on how to take on the one-on-one session. So this is not something that he's going to take with him, but it's just something that he's going to read before, or she's going to read before the one-on-one session. Then he's going to go through the set of topics. Here as a template, we have 3 main topics that the person can touch upon. So these are based on secondary research that we did on one-on-ones. The first is about career development. The second one is satisfaction of the team. And then the third one is about opportunities both for the facilitator and the team member that is on the one-on-one. And just as it is right now in 7Geese, they can set up instead of setting up their own questionnaire, they can set up their own topic list, both the facilitator or the team member, because maybe the team member wants to talk about specific things. And then below that, we just set up the one principles that all our participants in our workshop told us. Again, it's just as a little reminder, just have a fluid conversation, put away your computer for a little bit, and use pen and paper for note-taking. having a relaxed environment. Ideally, it will be in person or at least in real time. And the whole purpose of having a one-on-one is to build trust. So that's how we interpret the information, and that's our proposal for how to start a one-on-one session using 7 keys.
Yeah, the second touch point that we got from the user journey prototype, it's about they tell us that during the process, no one should use computers or any mobile devices. Only paper and ink should be used. So how this is translated to 7 keys? Well, we are proposing to, as Marisol explained, have the one-on-one and take only notes with your, I don't know, with your, I don't know, post-tips or maybe a blog note. And then the facilitator goes to 7 keys and fill all the information that he got from the session, uh, answering the main question: what was the meeting about? And we are proposing to have a field where the facilitator writes all the data. And if he finds another additional information that will be relevant, he will be able to fill it too. And also, if action items appears during the one-on-one, he could add it too. And then he's able also to schedule a new session for one-on-ones if it's not scheduled. And then this part of the process finish when the facilitator save the data and send it to the teammate that was taking the one-on-one.
So on the third touch point, we have when the facilitator sends the notes to the user can evaluate all the information that was written in the one-on-one and make sure that everything was written correctly, or if he or she agrees to share that information or to record it. And if he doesn't agree, he can comment on a line that perhaps I'm not agree with this line. I didn't say that to you, for example. And he'll send that to the facilitator and change. Well, the facilitator will have to change it. And after that, we have a section asking you how are you feeling on the week. And the best way to put this is to make some icons to make it more friendly to the user, and not having the feeling that you're being evaluated by I don't know, for instance, having numbers or just words, and it will make more trust, I don't know, environment with the user. And when you select that icon, you just finalize the process of the one-on-one.
Yeah, the whole thing, or the one of the purposes why we are proposing this feature is because during the workshop we had people from HR, and then they told us that they would like to have a way to visualize kind of like how people are feeling, and they can do it like individually or overall in the organization. So we thought that this could be a very simple way that this could be done. They could get some information from that, but it's not like we are evaluating the people, but they're just expressing how they feel towards the organization and being there. So it helps them to express what they're feeling, and it helps people in the organization to know how everyone is feeling about the company itself.
So it's all about creating a trustworthy environment, I guess, and a special bond between the two co-workers, or maybe it's the leader of the company, but keeping it in a casual fashion, maybe like a talk you would have, a conversation you would have in a hallway or stuff like that, while it can actually record actions and tasks. But I know you guys have some final takeaways. Let's keep the conclusion up to those 4 points.
Yeah, we have some takeaways, and this is just a way to summarize the design proposals that we did and the information that we got from the participants at the workshop. So first of all, what we want to achieve is to have a customized and loose structure with the proposal that we have for the new template for the one-on-ones in 7GIS. So instead of having just a set of questions, we are just proposing to have a set of topics and little reminders for the facilitator to take on the one-on-one. And then this, we're hoping that will facilitate the casual and friendly conversation. So stressing the fact that it has to be, or you have to make it in a way that you can build trust, and the person that is on the one-on-one will express any concerns or anything, like if he's super happy with the organization or not, and also as a way to set action items and a follow-up. So towards the at the end of the form, when you say what happened in the meeting, you can also create like a little checklist on what to do based on what was said. And then the feature about that is something that already happens in 7GIS in a way, the feature about commenting, but it's more like direct on specific parts of the text that was written. So it's more like a way as a way to get into a consensus of what was said and the way it was said.
So that might be a lot of information to take in, but we must ask you now for your feedback, Dave. I know it might be a lot of pointers, but maybe if you have any questions or any comments at all, we'll open to it. Please go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see. Thanks, guys, for going through that. That was actually like really good. One I guess initial thing I was gonna sort of say I really appreciated was this idea of, you guys showed on the one-on-one sort of page the sort of the value sort of guiding principles for doing a one-on-one. Sorry, I feel like I want to switch the slides back, but I don't control that. So
I think we can, though.
But that idea that yeah, right here, right, where for the manager before they conduct one-on-one, so they sort of be reminded of, what's the point of this? Because that's something that we talk about a lot, is that there's really two sides. Like the employee needs to sort of know what these are about, but really whoever the manager, whoever the person sort of running this, really needs to create that environment where the other person feels comfortable and they feel like they can sort of open up and sort of set the right expectations. So I think something like that sort of idea of saying, hey, well, this is what you're supposed to be doing, beyond just here's a list of stuff to talk about, but say, hey, this is like how you're supposed to talk about it as well. I think that's a really good idea. That's really cool.
We have a question from San Jose, California, for you guys. It says, would it be acceptable if the one-on-one is in a hangout? Did you investigate this scenario?
When we had the workshop, we talked about that, because they work a lot in with teams that are not in the same location. So they have this experience of not having the one-on-one in the same location, but through a hangout. And they said that it's okay, that it's not a big deal to have it in that way, but it's very important that they don't see the other person taking notes in the computer, that they see that they are right there with them, present, even though they're not in the same spot.
And also the eye contact, it's very important for them too.
We have a question for Dave now. I think this is a first. It says, had 7GIS done any UX testing before this?
Yeah, so yeah, sort of. I mean, we've done usability testing specifically. I don't know if 7GIS has done quite as extensive of this sort of prototyping type of experience. But in general, yeah, we've done like usability testing and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys have, I would say, taken it to another level. It's good.
Before we close, is there any other questions, Dave, you might have? Or is it
Um,
just.
yeah, I don't know how many questions I have. I mean, I feel like I could talk about each of the specific things in more detail. But yeah, I don't know how many, if I have a lot of questions. It's more just, yeah, I think the sort of proposals you guys have come up with are really good. I think it's like a lot of great stuff for us to build on.
That's what we'd like to hear. No, I'm kidding. No, we're excited to provide something useful for the next design iteration. So before we say goodbye, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry.
Okay. Uh, you hang up. No, I'm kidding. Is there anything you guys want to say before we say goodbye to our first episode?
I just want to thank to all the participants to have the time to help us with this case study. So thanks.
I just want to say that we'll meet with you, Dave, in the upcoming weeks, and then we'll give you the report with
Yeah.
this whole information, so we can talk more about it and see how you can uh, implement this and how we can help you through that process. And also, I want to invite everyone to go to the UXClinic.com and apply. Like, if you have a case study that you would like to be featured in the UX Clinic, you can apply there, or you can sign up for our newsletter. We are just sending you reminders of when the next episode is going to be, and if we have any cool content, we share through that newsletter too. And also, we are going to have a lot of cool stuff like the different, like the infographics, in case you want to try out any other of the methods that we've done throughout all these different episodes, and the reports and the past episodes. So there's a lot of cool stuff, and it's gonna get even better. So go to uxclinic.com.
We work hard to make the UXClinic.com an educational tool for people at companies or creating products so they can start making UX part of their best practices. I think that's our tagline, by the way. So
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see you guys in 3 weeks' time for a new episode of the UX Clinic. See you guys. Goodbye. Web goodbye, guys.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Dave.
Thank you.